Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Idea Studio for our weekend live stream. I am the almighty Dana.
I'm Jip.
What's going on, everyone? Ah, crazy week in the news. A lot of stuff going on to talk about in Bangkok particularly, with some overall Thailand stuff. And then Jib's been crazy busy with her work at the place. Right? You want to talk about that?
I just work every day.
Yeah, are you making some good progress though? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, let's jump into the chat real quick. We got Joe like 20 hours ago dropping a hey. What's going on, Joe? Chris covering all the bases with the morning. Good night, later. Hello, people now. Hello, people later. Right? Have a good day, night, slash. What's going on, man? Yo, Seth, what's up, man? You on the road over in Oklahoma? What are you up to? You off today? Happy New Year to everyone as well.
Do you want that
Osito.
off?
Oh, yeah, it'd be a good idea. Thanks. Forgot about that. Osito dropping some lyrics. What's going on, man? How's life in Cali? It gets all locked up on me. I don't know why. Okay, but actually, one of the more interesting things I saw in the news this weekend, babe, was or over the week was about Starbucks in Thailand, and I'm sure you saw this in the Thai news. I bet, right? Because Starbucks is going to raise their prices across the board in Thailand for coffee drinks. So if it's a drink, it's got coffee, price is going up, which I think is a good thing because I hope it encourages people to drink less Starbucks and find much better local coffee. I mean, here's the other thing too, right? On the same quality level as Starbucks, where you could get an Americano, I think it's like 175. You can go to Amazon for 50 baht and get the same Americano.
It's about location.
You know, same quality coffee, and then that's not even getting into good coffee. That's just the same quality level as Starbucks. Now, anywhere else in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Nan, Pai, any of those places, you go Hoi Hin, Pattaya, it doesn't matter. You go there, you're going to get better coffee for less money than Starbucks. Every time.
It's about location.
What about the location?
Like, in a good location, easy
Yeah.
to access, it's connected to BTS or the big mall.
Yeah.
That's it. And they make it it's look nice. You look cool when you sit there. You selfie with the Starbucks cup or the people know that it's Starbucks.
Yes, they do a
It's
good
like
job
fashion.
on branding, right? But bad coffee should never be
So I think
fashion.
it's the same thing of like a clothing.
Yeah.
Like it's same T-shirt. You wear it to cover your body.
Mm.
It gives you the same objective, but then
Sometimes.
it's like why is it 100 baht and then 1,000 baht for the T-shirt?
And I 100% agree with Osito here. No better coffee than getting good beans and doing a pour over or a French press or AeroPress. Even a drip machine out in your, like an old school American style filter drip where you get the machine. Just you've seen it in the movies with the where they're in the diner and they pour the coffee. Even that would be better than Starbucks coffee. Right? And that is like the most imprecise methodology of coffee making on the planet. So, yeah, I just, mind blown by one, people's like adherence to Starbucks. In Thailand, it's already more expensive
It's
than
fashion.
the US. Yeah, maybe, but it's just such bad coffee. But the good thing is, I guess, it does, maybe for some people, obviously not for everyone, but for some people, it might open their eyes to better coffee. Right,
And
that
they raise
is a
just
strong
5 baht.
possibility. What's that?
They raise just 5 baht.
But still raise 5 baht across the country. Now in Bangkok, maybe not as big of a deal because we know that the average earnings significantly higher in Bangkok than the rest of the country. But what if you're a Starbucks fan in like Udon Thani, right, where maybe the average wage is
So
considerably
I
lower?
think if you make just average wage or minimum wage, you're not gonna be a fan of Starbucks anyway.
Maybe you want to be. Like you said, it's fashion. Maybe you want to be.
Same thing. Like you earn like average salary, you're not gonna be fan of Chanel.
But
So
maybe you
it's the
want to
way you can choose the way you live.
be. Yeah.
You earn just okay money, you're not gonna buy Prada.
Generally, no. Yes.
Same thing. You can choose. You just buy like a Cat Kisten or you're gonna pay for Prada.
Either way.
It's your choice.
Either
You
way.
can buy local coffee or you can buy Starbucks. It's your choice.
What do you guys think? Let me know. Do you like Starbucks coffee? Do you ever go there? Do you try? I have a friend who has never in his life had Starbucks, just on principle. Right. So like by the time like Starbucks became a thing, he was already living over here, and then at launch it was so expensive. He's never tried it. He's American. Right. So good for him. He's not missing anything, but it is funny in a way that they're already expensive here comparatively to the rest of the world that I've had Starbucks in or seen Starbucks.
What about
And
Malaysia?
I never had Starbucks in Malaysia.
We went,
Did we go to Starbucks?
yeah.
When?
When I went down with you sometime.
I know we've been to a bunch of the other little cafes in KL, but I don't remember ever going to Starbucks. It's possible, but because where we
With
stay,
Alex?
what? At the airport?
No,
Where we
It's like-
stay, there's not one near there.
not that time. It's long ago.
Huh, interesting. But yeah, I agree that Starbucks loves to take a terrible quality bean and make a dark roast out of it and sell it as specialty. That's their thing. Well, also, keep in mind when you produce as much coffee as Starbucks, that kind of like making a dark roast is sort of like the only thing you can do. That's really the only option to get consistency. Joe wants to know, did you do anything with your hair?
Just cut it bang.
I know he's not talking about my hair because it doesn't exist.
Because it said jib.
I know, I'm just saying, like, also, I don't have
And
hair.
today I didn't like make it a ponytail. That's it. I'm thinking about like to cut it shorter.
Oh, yeah, you sent me the video of the Dixie cut. But you have to have that bun for school,
No need.
right? Oh, you don't need the
If
bun.
I don't make a bun, I have to cut it short.
Ah. How
so
short?
like, not like to shoulder, have the shorter than shoulder. Like cannot make a bun. Like if I can make ponytail, I have to put a bun to cover. But if I don't want it, like other staff, they don't want to have a bun. They just cut it short, like mom short.
Like old Chinese auntie.
Kind of. Or even shorter. You can.
Up to you. But yeah, I agree. The Starbucks burnt beans over cardboard. Yeah. No, well, you guys don't have many. We talked about this last time. You don't have a ton in Australia, right? So it's kind of timely that they're raising the
But
price
Chris,
here.
you know where to get good coffee here now?
Yes, he knows a few good cafes. Joe, Starbucks tastes burnt to me, and durian. Oh, Dunkin'
Dunkin'.
Donuts is so much. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts is. I wanted to read durian. Dunkin' Donuts is interesting. I haven't had their coffee in years. It's very different out here. They do like a Thai coffee. Osito, there's a place called Suntimes Coffee Roaster in Sriracha where the guy has had pressed espresso machine and uses his brother's beans from Shanghai. Just amazing quality. Oh, nice. Yeah, my buddy Keone has a hand press, very crazy expensive espresso machine. And whenever I go over his place, he'll drink like 5 or 6 espressos that he'll push out. He grabs some of the best coffee in Thailand for sure when he goes out. And you can tell the difference, especially when you get the technique down. So he's just constantly pulling like great shots. Gator Jake, what's going on? So to talk about Malaysia, because you were talking about Malaysia, babe. Interesting story in the news as well was that Malaysians have now surpassed Chinese, well, for 2023, as the number one tourist to the country, to the kingdom.
Nice.
Which I thought makes sense a lot to me. And I think Thai businesses will probably be a lot happier with Malaysians being the number one tourist because, one, there's not, there was the whole like sort of dark economy thing of Chinese tourism here where there were Chinese businesses set up to serve Chinese customers and very little money. Very few of those tourist dollars actually went back into Thai communities and Thai businesses. That was always a discussion. It's sort of like a dark money type thing. Malaysians don't, one, have that infrastructure, and two, I don't think they care to have that
So
infrastructure.
we call that $0 tour.
Yeah.
So because money not like go to Thai people.
Yeah, and I think if you think about it, like, one, I don't think Jim and I know a lot of Malaysians because I used to work there, and I have a lot of friends, very, very good friends who are Malaysian, and when they travel, right, they travel for like this very local experience. They don't do the whole big tour group thing that China does. So they come here, they want to experience local stuff. They want to go to local gyms. They want to go eat local street food. And I think it's such a great fit regionally because they're neighbors, right? We're pretty good term neighbor-wise with Malaysia. And their culture, while also amazing, is incredibly different than Central Thai, Northern Thai culture. I think we could probably make the argument that Southern Thai cultures have some overlap, right, between like Malay and Southern Thais. But the Central Thai, Northern Thai, like even like Phuket, Southern Thai, like I'm talking like border province, Southern Thai, there's some overlap. But still, like we're talking like 20-30% overlap. We're not talking like massive overlap. So even if you were to go there, it's a very different. Hat Yai is still very much a Thai city. It doesn't feel Malaysian. It's just a Thai city that feels Muslim. So I think it's just such a great like number one spot in my opinion. And hopefully more Thais start to go to Malaysia and experience their culture. Also, their food is incredibly different, as you know. You don't like the food in Malaysia so much.
I like Chinese Malaysian food,
yeah.
but like
You like when we were in Penang and stuff, like you preferred the Chinese Malaysian dishes as opposed to the mamek or the street food, yeah. But Jib's not about that, like heavily spiced, like carb forward. Like if it's rice, Jib's okay with it, but like if it's like bread, like naan or roti, Jib doesn't really dig that. But I really love that about Malaysian food. So, but yeah, it's definitely a different vibe between food for us. But I think it's because it's so different. Right, it's something like Thais would probably enjoy. Like go down for a trip. Like, oh, what's this roti or what's this butter chicken, and all these different things that they eat down there. So, yeah, hopefully we start to see some reciprocal travel going between the two. And I think it's pretty wild that that's an actual thing. So yeah, pretty cool. And I think, like I said, like you talked about the $0 tour, zero baht tour. Right, I think most Thai people will be pretty happy that goes away. Has that been in the news much lately?
many years ago before COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID, that was a big topic. But since COVID, no?
Maybe not many that come back
Yeah.
as like they try to make it like we're not a good destination for Chinese tourists.
Yeah.
Like they said, oh, it can be your organ can be cut and sell.
If you go
or
to
you can
Nana, you'll be harassed.
kidnap.
If you go to Nana and dressed in like a schoolgirl outfit, you may be heckled.
Something,
Yeah.
like they try to make it Thailand look like not nice destination. They try to promote other country instead, which is that I think for me it's fine because wherever they go, like a big tour group, a bit chaos.
Yeah.
Like in the temple, it's like, oh my god, it's like They cross the road, don't care. They make noise. And I believe for the Thai group that have a big group for tour, we might do the same.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen a big Thai tour group anywhere.
Overseas.
Maybe. Osito's drinking
You might see it at Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah, we did see. Well, that wasn't a tour group, though. That was just
No.
a douchebag group of Thais.
So I think they just visit family there.
Yeah. Jib was... yeah, that you guys might remember that video, the Thai group that went to Yellowstone and were just like on the other side of the fence, like standing in like a protected area, and then trash talking the guy who was telling them not to stand there.
Maybe that one is a ranger, right?
He was like a volunteer at the
ranger?
not a ranger. He went to
Okay.
tell the rangers.
Okay.
But then Jib's like, oh, it's like, God, they're Thai, please, no. And the guy goes, I'm from Thailand. Jib's like, oh,
No,
God.
he didn't say I'm from Thailand. He said I am Thailand.
Oh, I am Thailand. Yeah.
Broken English.
Yeah, Jib's like, oh, God, why'd you have to say that?
So I think it's the same that like when some Thais go out of the country, they do like the same behavior as Chinese tourists
Maybe.
do it here. So I have to apologize people out there, but
Well-
not every one of us like those.
Well-
Also same Chinese, like they're not all of them like those who like make noise here.
Osito, thank you for the super chat, man.
Thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
Buy more coffee.
But before I pop that up to the top, I want to just point out he's drinking a Jose Cuervo White Label from 1985.
What's that?
It's a tequila, a very nice tequila. And he says it has the taste of roasted pineapple.
Then you eat pineapple. You don't have to drink.
Well, it's enjoying a tequila with these flavors that come from it, right? As part like part of the process of making it, and yeah, very
You
different
like
than what it's
roasted pineapple, then you eat barbecue.
or you drink you find yourself some tequila from 1985 and you get down with it.
Oh, that's when I was 4.
How old? I was 7.
Hello, 46.
Oh no, still 45.
No, this is 46. This is New Year.
Only a couple days into being 45. Let me enjoy it. But yeah, I think the tourism thing is funny. The Yellowstone video does bring back some memories. I remember how upset you were with that. Yeah, Thailand. It was the same thing. Remember I told you the drunk girl from Rolling Loud when we were talking to the guy at the Burger King one night, me and Tame, and we were chatting and his girlfriend's with him and she was very, very drunk, very glossy eyed. And me and the British guy were talking and his girlfriend was like standing there just looking. I was like, sweaty crap. And she just looked at me and she was like, Thailand. Tame lost it. He had to walk away from the conversation. My buddy Tame, he was like, we're talking to this British guy because Tame grew up in UK and they're having like a bit of conversation. And I just, like I said, Sawadi crop to his girlfriend and the girl he was with. I don't know if it was his girlfriend. And she just looks at me and all glossy eyed. She's like, Thailand. And Tame just turns around and walks away, covers his face. He's like, oh my God.
So it's like, it's weird that you say it in Thai.
Yeah.
Why? I think she should respond in Thai because that means you know some Thai, or maybe you fluent in Thai. Who knows?
I think she was just inebriated to the point where that was her default response. Oh, let's go. Little man says hi. Nice. Osita says Malaysia versus Thailand, Islam versus Buddhism, significantly different cultures. I realize large Hindu population in Malaysia also. Fried chicken is incredible.
Yeah. Everywhere that has a name like fried chicken, Hat Yai, always good.
Always going to be good. But yeah, no, it's a very different culture, which I think why it's such a good sort of like, and plus it's cheap to come here for Malaysians. It's cheap for Thais to go to Malaysia. right? It makes a lot of sense. Where you don't get that same hard contrast if you go to Laos or Cambodia, right? There's a contrast in quality of living style, right? But there's not a contrast in culture as much, right? Because both Buddhist countries, they're not the same by any means, but they're much closer than lifestyle in Malaysia or culture in Malaysia. Yeah, a lot of Hindus in Malaysia, a lot of Chinese Christians as well if you go to Penang, which is interesting. Kione, what's up, brother? Just pulled the nicest spread. Oh, yeah, shocking. You get that machine all dialed in. Gator Jake, curry ayam, curry chicken, yeah. Bet you see that in all the momic spots down in Malaysia. Yoma says, nice hairdo, Jib. Dana, you could use a touch-up. Yeah, I'm going to go the Tony route and start getting the tattoos on my hair. Yeah, here we go. Let's see what it would look like.
Which one do you want? You want more?
Let's see if I can get some bangs. Can we get like a little bit of... Yeah, there we go. Like back in my high school days. Here we go. I can put the hat on over the little hair sticking out. No, my buddy Tony recently had a hair transplant, and he's now getting tattoo pigmentation on his scalp that looks like hair. So when he has his hair...
Do you want one? Use the same technique of this. Like
just sakyan on my head. Well, what's interesting about it is, to me at least, from the tattoo perspective, you know, that he's creating like all this pigmentation so it will always look like it's filled in. But in my mind, eventually your hair is going to go gray. No one keeps all their hair color forever, right? So you're then committing to dyeing your hair for your entire life. And then you always see the old dudes that have they dye their hair, and like boomer white dudes in Thailand who have been here a long time, who work here. They have this thing where they just buy jet black hair dye.
I think they have brown for men.
Of course, because I see women with very subtle brown hair dye.
No, I mean in the supermarket there will be a shelf for men.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Stuff for men. I believe I saw a brown and other tone for men too.
Yeah, but I don't know why these guys choose to do the jet black. And then this always happens. I used to work with this old dude who's a real douchebag, but he had he would dye his hair jet black, clearly not his natural color, and he would let it get really gray before he'd dye it. And one time he dyed it, and I was like, "Oh, you got your hair dyed over the weekend. Looks good." He's like, "No, what are you talking about, Dan? I don't dye my hair." Just straight trying to deny it with this jet black hair. Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I see it. What's that?
I don't know.
Huh.
Pimple, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, and he was trying to deny it, but then a week later he gets a little millimeter of gray, and you see this sort of weird effect on the hairline. So, but with Tony, because he has the pigmentation tattoos now, right? You're gonna see this weirder the pigment spots on his scalp, and then the gray hair
so
going over it.
So does mean he has to always dye his hair
always,
when he get older?
Every day. Well, he dyes it now.
Really?
Yeah. Joe loves Chinese General Tao's. Had it on New Year's. Jib as well. No, we had it at Christmas.
Orange?
No, you had orange chicken, yeah.
Yes.
Jib thinks the General Tao's is too spicy for her liking. Thanks. Essentially next door to each other for a short while. Yes, great little place. And of course, your word is definitely good on local coffee. Coffee. And the fried chicken. The fried chicken game is strong in Thailand. I think most everyone would choose Hat Yai chicken over KFC.
Of course.
Of course.
But if you talk about the mashed potato, I will go for KFC.
Yeah. Osito says his sisters, with them visiting, they thought Jib was underage.
What?
So his sisters watching this, and they thought you were a teenager.
No. next year.
You can imagine how I feel when I get these dirty looks when Jim and I are out together. Just like,
Really?
you've been with me and it happens. Like remember the BTS SkyTrain, like on the walkway
I
at
know.
Bang Na? I'm just getting dirty looks from people.
It's not every day you got it.
That's true. Not every day, but when it happens, it definitely makes you feel like a dirty farang.
Then you should shower more.
Joe was 22 in 1985 and in the army.
Oh.
Back in the Greens days.
So that means you may drink it when it's new.
He probably did have a few of those. Or
When
well,
it just
on
like
Army,
they just sell it.
on Army Sour, you weren't buying white label tequila back then.
No? Is it expensive?
It's not cheap, and you don't make a lot of money in the Army.
Even that time, expensive?
I'm sure, like not compared to today's price, but relatively to the salaries of the time.
Still,
Yeah.
okay. Is that
See,
meaning of the white
Osito's
label?
same as me. He doesn't. He's not drinking to get drunk, just having a little taste. The last night, so actually, we had an interesting beverage last night. On the way back from a recent trip, I was able to acquire a bottle of very affordably, or very cheap, I should say, a bottle of Jack Daniel's Bottled in Bond, which I hadn't really seen on the shelf here in Thailand. And, you know, it's actually like much nicer than like the old number 7, right? So there's actually some complexity to it, a little bit higher proof. It's 100 proof. But we made Jack and Cokes last night, and I extracted some orange oils from some peel with a little bit of sugar and added that in, give it a little bit of a citrus flavor. I thought it was very nice, like just like a drink to like sort of sit and sip. Very easy drinking. Mm-hmm. But you tried the Jack Daniel's straight. You said it's a bit strong for you, right? Because it's 100 proof, right?
Like if it's a sip, like just a little bit sip, and like for hour, I think that's fine.
But it was just like a little. But you said the flavor was actually really nice to you, yeah. And Jim's mom is here with us, and so she had a little sip as well. She was like I just put a little bit at the bottom of the glass for them to try. Jim's mom's like slowly tipping it back. It took like a minute to get it to the point where the liquid would touch her lips, and then it got to her lips, and she's like just like that, and then she kind of shook, and she's like, "Oh, it went straight up my nose."
She's like she likes to act that she can drink, but she cannot.
But the mixed drink, she'll drink. I saw like it's still there today. She hit it right, but she drank just a couple sips.
Yeah, she likes to act that she drinks.
Yeah. But yeah, with one little sip of it, she was like, "Oh, I can't feel my nose."
So it's like, I guess, at her generation, it's like a bit of like a fashion that you drink.
Yeah.
Like imagine like you hold a glass that not water cup.
Yeah.
It's something. It's fancy.
Yeah.
So I think that's in her mind of like, oh, I have drink.
Yeah.
Like that is makes you happy. That's it.
A lot of times too, like, if I make drinks for her, I'll put them in like these little mason jars I have. I'll serve it like that. And she used to pack it up and take it home. I made an old fashioned for her a few times with I had some Woodford double oaked.
That's one strong.
Yeah, I still have the double oak. It's not as strong. It's just a heavy flavor.
Not strong for you, but for her.
Yeah, but the old fashioned is she packed it up and took it home.
Sip for many days.
Yeah.
Put in fridge. Put back in fridge.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Joe had juice boxes on New Year. But yeah, Osito, I'm with you though, man. I just, I like to have a little taste, enjoy a drink. But yeah, my body doesn't want me getting drunk. That's for sure. I feel it for too long.
I cannot carry you.
Yeah, Jib, if I pass out from drinking, Jib's just leaving me where I'm at. Can't even roll me over to get me off my back. But yeah, I thought that Bottle and Bond was pretty good for Jack Daniels. You look like with the hair, one of the Beatles from the 60s, yeah. jet black hair that I saw a dude in a store the other day look like Discount Gene Simmons. Yeah, that's what these dudes who do it look like, Jake. Discount Gene Simmons. It is fun, like when Tony does it too. It's like it's so obviously not his natural color. I joke with him about this when I see him, and he's like, "No, I know," but he's like, "It's what's available here." And it's one of his girlfriends will always dye his hair. He's like, "This is what they buy." I'm like, "Oh, all right." Greetings, rambling rogues. Howza.
Neckerchief.
Yeah, it looks like a neckerchief. Very cool. Have a few gray hair. I got more and more gray coming into my beard. Can you see it in the camera? Yeah, here. I'm gonna have like a little strip coming down the middle for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, like
I think it's just scatter.
For now, but I feel like it's filling in slowly but surely. I got some. I don't have a lot. Like I don't grow my hair that long on my head, but there's there's definitely some grays on top. I gotta actually shave it today. But yeah, I don't care. Gray's gray. Hair's hair. I'm just happy to have some hair, right? As opposed to like I'm just happy I have some hair. I don't care what color it is. Like it doesn't matter to me. It's whatever. It adds texture, a little bit of depth to the hair, right? No one likes monotone, right? Like a hard fade from pink to white. No one wants to see that. It's an inside joke for Jib. I know she gets it. Right, we want a little bit of texture, a little bit of fade. When I take my niece for coffee, I get plenty of dirty looks. Yeah, no doubt.
As she's young,
Yeah.
for sure. She's really young, but I'm not that young.
Joke at the jump pay back. Yeah, jump pay is never a lot of money though. Even when I was in it, was like $125, I think, per month. Osito had a dream 2 weeks ago. Jing jing, someone kidnapped Dana and Jim and I were on mopeds with machine guns around Bangkok killing people when we found you. Jim was correcting your tie. That's
How many glasses you drink?
yeah, how many tequilas were you sipping that night? Yo, Neil, what's going on? I lived in Sungla for a bit, 07 and 08, got addicted to fried chicken. Oh, yeah, I bet you for sure, easy, if you're in Sungla, like that,
สงขลา
easy to get addicted to the fried chicken, for sure.
I believe every
Yeah.
corner must have fried chicken.
And super, it's like having, it's like you go for like Samtam in Bangkok, right? Like, you know, if there's like an old Samtam shop, it's super good because the locals just won't let it stay in business because they
If it's
won't
not good,
go
no
there.
one gonna
Yeah.
buy it.
I'm sure fried chicken down south is the same thing, right? If it's not good, no one's buying it. So everyone's trying to up their game all the time. You kept saying chai crop, and she was just say crop. Nobody says chai. that is my. I say chai crop all the time.
That's one fine too, ใช่ครับ So like I would say ใช่ค่ะ
But yeah, good to have you back on, man. Thanks for swinging by. I bought a nice bottle of rye whiskey for my wife's family. They didn't like the taste. Yeah, rye whiskey is a bit spicy, right?
Huh?
So rye whiskey has a bit of
Is
like
it type of weed?
rye, yeah. So I don't know, like the way it finishes, it's not spicy, but it's hotter on the tongue,
Huh.
right? It's definitely different. If you think about like Thai whiskey, right? Like I'm gonna throw in quotes whiskey, right? Because I'm just using the term very loosely here, but like Hong Tong or Pipers or what's the other one? Mekong, Samsung,
แสงโสม
Sangsom. They tend to lean. Hong Kong leans more towards like a bourbon type flavor, but the others lean towards more of like a Scotch type flavor, like a more malted. And I say flavor because I'm confident that's what it is. It's like some type of flavoring that gets it there. It's not like a fine distillation and aging process Like I don't think they're bringing in new white oak barrels to Thailand to age Hong Tong in for 4 years and then bottle it. I think they're adding a little bit of food coloring, a little bit of flavor to a whiskey or a distillate. Joe's it just popped up. Thank you for the another super chat, Osito. Just say crup when you want to say yes. This is true. Crop. I think I say chai crop usually because I'm trying to like emphasize, like I'm usually in my mind, I'm like usually like acknowledging that I was wrong about something or acknowledging like it's new information to me. And so somehow in my mind, chai crop is like reinforcing the yes. But I agree with you. Like if in Thailand, people say crop. I saw Jib posted up here. Or not Jib, Joe posted somewhere and I missed it. You're saying he's, here it is, on his 6th day of not smoking. Nice.
That's great, Joe.
Awesome, Joe. How you feel? Get some DTs? Some detoxing? I think Old Forester 100 proof is amazing for 20 US. Old Forester. I don't know if I've had that one. I think back in Kentucky, you can get some incredible deals on bourbon because obviously it's made there, right? It's not shipped, so the price is lower and the tax on bourbon's lower in state. And I picked up I bought like 4 bottles of it when I was there. This is 15 years ago. Eagle Rare 10. Oh no, just Eagle Rare, not Eagle Rare 10, which I think is a 7. Eagle Rare, a bottle of Eagle Rare for like $31 a bottle, which is like crazy cheap. Like here, that would be, and that's like going to be one of my favorite, like just like very approachable bourbons. Whereas like here, that would be like 4,000, 5,000 baht. You know, because you think about a bottle of Bullet bourbon, which is like, just like very, very okay bourbon, is like 3,000 baht here.
Hi.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
Ramblin'
you.
Rogues. Much appreciated. Just had a mental picture of Jib with a plank, a rock for a pivot point, trying to roll you over to muffle the storm. She's like taking something with a plank of wood and putting a rock for a pivot and trying to roll me with it. Yes, that would probably be the case. Or I think Jib would probably set up more of a pulley system somehow and try to like pull me over with that. Yo, Uncle Craig, how's the hand that you sliced through again?
Huh?
Yeah, he cut through his finger again. He didn't cut anything off, and it didn't bleed either. It didn't look like. But he was wearing a glove.
Already wear a glove
And
still cut.
he had the wherewithal to start the camera up and be like, "Well, cut my finger again." It sliced it went through. It looked like it just cut through the nail a bit. But yeah, you gotta get some. You gotta add some shields to those tools. But
Yeah, like the gloves that they use the metal ring put together
yeah.
like a net.
Oh, like the mesh, like the ones you're supposed to wear when you're cutting fabric. Yeah. I don't even know if I could get that in my size. But yeah, have you guys ever seen that? If people they cut fabric with the knife, they have a mesh glove, but you never see anyone using it. And actually, if you look at like videos from like South Asia where they do like high volume production of fabric cutting, they'll lay out like 20 layers of fabric, and then they'll be on top of it barefoot with their hand on the fabric, cutting around the edge. Just like you'd slice fingers right off with that for sure. Yo, Andrew, man, long time no see. How you doing? First time caller. Long time listener, first time caller. That's like a joke from like talk radio in like the 80s, 90s in America. People would call into the radio to ask questions and be like,
"Oh, okay.
like, hey, how's it going? I'm a long time listener, first time caller."
Okay.
I thought the food at Kangen was amazing at the markets. Maybe in Kangen, really. I don't know. When we were in Kangen, I don't think anything stood out to me as like really great.
We stay outside the
That's
city.
true. We're outside the city, yeah. And the food was good. Don't get me wrong.
It's
but
a small town. It's a small like a
village.
yeah. Not the smallest, but like
Mm.
actually it's not that bad because it has the big dam there.
Yeah, and we were
It's
there for
kind
the
of
Rocket
a
Festival.
visiting point
Yeah.
too.
It's where when Jib lived up in Isan for like what, 6 months, a year,
6 months.
doing research. That's the town that she was in. So we went up for the rock. If you watch the old video on our channel about the Rocket Festival, that's where that's from. And the food was good. Like it didn't blow me away though. But one thing I'll say about like Isan in general, like they know how to make food spicy, but still taste good. So like Ubon Ratchathani, Kangen, like Udantani, everywhere I've been in Isan, like the food is always super spicy, but still delicious. Like you can't stop eating it, even though it's hurting going in, and the pain coming out is going to be immense. Keone says Thai whiskey's more like a rum to him. Yeah, this Thai rum that's actually really good, like Shalong Bay, and there's another one. Some Thai rum is really good. I had a rum I brought back from Manila one time called Don Julio, I think, or something like Don something. It was a dark rum. I brought a bottle back from Philippines when I
Yeah.
was there for the show. And
We went there together.
is that when we went there together that I brought that
On a
back?
deaf event.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For the boxing. That's when I got it. And I brought something else back when I went and did the show there. But yeah, the Don Julio dark rum. We made dark and stormies with that ginger beer and rum, and I thought it was a really nice rum. It was cheap too. It was like yeah, and definitely like the price was outstanding. It was a cool bottle as well. Sang Som, Hong Tong, Mekong, I think they taste like rum.
Oh.
I grew up in Rhode Island. There's a really interesting rum there called Thomas 2. And it's aged to taste. Everything's single barrel. Really interesting rum. I think you can only buy it in Rhode Island. I don't think it's available in other states. At least it wasn't. But I mean, I'm talking, my information is dated. It's over a decade old. So, take that as you will. It sucks so much. Yeah, but eventually it won't suck, right? You keep not smoking, eventually it won't suck, Joe. Stick with it, man. Moretta, what's going on? Happy 2024 to you as well. Yeah, glad you caught alive. Some shark bite gloves. Okay, all right. Yeah, man, you get the worst luck with those grinders, man. You get something spinning like that, and it you just like to chop off fingers. He's just trying to work on a manicure, high speed.
No.
Know what's gonna suck though? Like when that nail grows in, that's gonna hurt. Like as the nail grows in, it's gonna hurt for a while. Like not pain, but it's like that annoying pain that when the nail's broken and it's gonna grow back.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I never have it cut. I just like lost it sometime.
For Pete's coffee, I don't know if I've ever had Pete's. Is it good? I got myself for Xmas last drop 50-year-old double matured blended. Oh, sounds interesting. TJ McD, you would think that with all the sugarcane in Thailand, they would develop a real rum industry. Yeah, it would make sense. Like there's a friend of mine used to have a rum brand called Lamoon back 10 years ago. I don't even know if they're still around. But they were making it from just like a wild sugarcane that grew wild up in Chiang Mai. And it had to be like unaged. There's a lot of regulations that restrict it. But yeah, there's a couple that distill here in Thailand. But like, yeah, I'm a little shocked that it's not as big of a thing. Especially with like, the Andamans and like, some of like the history of piracy, like on the Andaman Sea, like that would be like a kind of cool vibe to have some rum. Rum, pirates, it all goes together.
We don't have Jack Sparrow here.
Some Chai Sparrow. Some Chai Smith. Don Papa rum. Yes. Don Papa. That's it. Don Papa. Very, very good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Yeah, I picked it up at duty free on the way out. You liked it too. I mean, it was a cool bottle. Oh, one other story that popped up this week I thought was fun. Probably Jib finds it less entertaining. A video of the governor of Bangkok taking a Motorci win to some meeting or something, and like he's just queued up with everyone else, waiting for the Motorci win to show up, and jumped on, took off, and I just think that's cool. Kind of shows like a bit of approachability, a bit of an everyman flair for a politician, but also it is just hands down the best way to travel in the city. Did you see that clip? Was it popular on Thai news? No. What do you think of the governor taking the win?
That's fine.
No, do you find it interesting? Is it, have you seen, is a Bangkok governor taking, do you remember one taking a win before?
Maybe some took it, but never make it as a video and post it social.
Yeah. True, because it's old. Well, he didn't take the video. Someone else took it.
So maybe.
But this is the social media era, right?
It's just like normal life here.
Yeah. But I mean, I interviewed on the Ghost Tower documentary Dr. Dan, who had run for Bangkok governor. And I can guarantee you that if he had been elected governor, he would have never taken a motorcycle win anywhere. Like, that's just not his vibe. Right? So I thought it was kind of cool just to see him doing that. But I would have been more impressed if he rocked out of like the government house on his own little Honda Wave, like driving away. That would have been more impressive.
I would be more impressed if he really take a hot bus on Sukhumvit Road.
The
for
no
3
fan
hours.
bus.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Maybe. So I wonder if the Motorci win charged him extra. 'Cause I need to be extra careful because you're the governor, so I got to charge a little extra.
I don't know, but one time, that's the video that shared on social media that he walked like, I don't know, to survey the footpath or something, and then motorcycle ride on the footpath. He doesn't do anything.
Well, I mean, I think this was a cool thing to see him doing it. I would say that for me, from a policy perspective so far and a governmental perspective, I haven't really been impressed with him as a governor. Canceled the Chongnong-Z Canal project. Canceled the was it the light blue line? He canceled one of the lines that was projected to be profitable fairly quickly. So, like the things
he canceled the canal, the event at the canal called Ong Ang, the one that like on a big news, like tourists come and they like it, but when now they come, it's like, where's that? Why don't see it?
Yeah.
Because there is no event there and it's dying.
Yeah.
No one take care of the trees there because when there is no order, no one do anything. So it's kind of abandoned canal again.
It feels like, to me, the choices he made, and he was in the whole like controversy with the BTS because he refused to release funding to the BTS.
Oh, no.
Okay.
BTS go up to 62 baht.
Yeah.
From end to end.
And what did he say the minimum was going to be? 20?
30.
30. Minimum.
Maximum. 30.
Yeah.
And now it's go to 62.
Yeah. It was
Why the old governor, he said where the maximum can end to end go to 59.
Yeah.
Bangkokian crying for that, like, this is bad deal.
Yeah.
And now it's go to 62. No one cry.
If you go end to end, it's really not that big of a deal. Like it's not a bad deal, right? End to end for 62 baht. The problem I have is because where we live, right? If we lived one station closer in Unnut, we could go significantly further without hitting the maximum. But because we're past the threshold in Bongjak, the second we get to like Siam, we're at the maximum rate. Whereas if we left from Undo, we could go like almost to Victory Monument before we pay the maximum rate. So, it's a weird kind of cutoff for us. But ultimately, it's not that bad of a deal
for the time,
for
for
the
the
time,
distance.
for the distance, for what you save. So in my mind, that's fine. But yeah, ultimately, I would say like as a governor in general, like I haven't liked the things he's done.
And
But this one time taking the motorcycle win, I kind of like it.
the campaign that he said he will make the train, the BTS, like go to just 30 baht, and if you cannot do it, like he said to other candidate, like if you cannot do it, do not propose yourself to be the governor. And
Well-
now he cannot do many things that he said he will do it.
Well, look, the math just doesn't make sense. Anyone who believed that had to be a little soft on the policies there, because the math just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right, to say that the maximum would be 30 baht just doesn't make sense. So, especially if you look at like what the subsidy is versus what the
So this tell many things, like people just like to hear the nice thing without support reason.
a lot of ideas are great, right? But the reality of making something work is different. Keone says in Hawaii there's a liquor called Okoleheo. There's a liquor in Hawaii which is made from Thai leaf roots. Really nice. Okay, yeah, bring some back. I'd like to try it. And then you'll have to tell me how to say it. That time Captain Morgan spiced rum saved my life in Tahiti. I live to tell the tale. Yeah, spice rum. I like spice rum. Definitely, it's not for everything, but it's good. Joe, thank you for sharing the Patreon. If you guys want to support the documentary projects, consider supporting us on Patreon. Much appreciated. Let's see. Osito says there's a spirit company in Thailand called Majai Dam, Black-Hearted Dog, where they use the coconut flour from the trees to make alcohol. Oh, I'll have to
มาใจดำเนี่ยนะ
have to check that out.
Is it not a good name?
No, why not?
ใจดำ is like you so mean.
Oh, maybe it's
It is different from ใจร้าย ใจร้าย is a mean, like mean girl, like ใจร้ายอะ
yeah.
ใจดำ is like you not help anyone. Like if I trip and I like smash my face to the floor, you just look at me like yeah, bitch, and then you walk away. Like you deserve it, bitch, and then you walk away. That's like ใจดำ not even like a pull me like how are you okay? Like you not help and not even like are you okay?
Yeah.
You want help? Not even ask. So that's a ใจดำ.
Okay. Interesting.
So Ma is the dog. So like I don't know why it's a Ma ใจดำ.
Maybe it's just a fun name.
It's not a good name.
But let's talk about the PM real quick.
Huh?
The PM in his new house.
Not new house. It's
No, his new house. It's not
parliament. It's a
government house.
government house.
So it's his new place where he's living. But he's the first one to have lived there since the prime minister built it years ago, right?
I think.
And you were saying it might have to do with like fortune teller or something.
Yeah.
So
Like why he has to move in like let's say every PM they have the house in Bangkok. So they live in that house, just wake up in the morning, come to work, wherever, and then go back home.
Maybe he just wants a short commute.
It's up to him.
Here's the other thing with this that I think is interesting, because for a PM to be able to, like for a country, for a head of state, right, you do have to provide security for them. Right? And it's much easier to do so at a residence that's controlled by the government than a private residence.
The question is, will anyone would like to really do bad thing to Thai PM?
Well, you never know, right? And you still have to provide security.
I mean, like, it's not like a movie, like Hollywood movie that like a true come in to get your president in the movie, that's a different thing. Like you said, like what the most power man in the world.
Most powerful man in the world.
Yeah. So with that title,
Yeah.
maybe it's worth to get the president.
Well, not just that, but like
Thai
a
PM is
tax. Try to kill.
Thai PM, just Thai PM. We are a small country, and he just Thai PM, not president.
I
of
think maybe the
that state.
the greater threats, I think, for any head of state might be domestic, not foreign.
You think that for domestic, anyone would like to really break into to the PM house?
Or just easier to get at him in some way.
So they're gonna have two police in front of the gate, something like that, no matter
Maybe.
where they
But-
live.
Yeah,
And with that, we're gonna come in with Marine from somewhere, or what you call a high soldier.
Oh, like special ops, special
Something
forces, yeah.
Get paid. Who gonna?
Oh, like mercenary.
Who
Yeah.
gonna pay that? Huh?
I'm just saying that, from a security perspective, it's much more viable to control where the prime minister lives. And maybe he sets a new trend that the next prime minister also lives in the government house. Right? For, protection, for security, and also, right, for, always available, right? Like if there's a national emergency, right, they're there.
Whatever, but it's so funny that I think there's an official video that someone take a video and walk around how's the bedroom look like and other room, and then someone use it and re-edit, add the haunting sound and make it look darker,
Okay.
more like a shadow for the frame. It's oh yeah, that's a perfect haunting movie. Haunting mansion, something like that.
It's definitely an older building. It was quite nice, and the redesign is very
it was old palace.
Okay, it was a palace before.
I believe. I'm not sure. I have to go back to read. But many government building now, that time before King Rama VII time,
Yeah.
they were palace. And when there's a coup, when it was a coup, in the time of King Rama VII, that coup just took many palace
Okay.
from royal family. Just took it away and kicked people out of their house
Interesting.
because they said it's a palace. Just go away, get out.
Huh.
Like the Thai National Bank,
Yep.
it was palace. Wang Bang Khun Prom. The building of it was headquarters of police
Okay.
before they moved to Siam. That place, it was Wang Parut.
Oh.
Wang is a palace.
Palace, yeah.
Many places has a word in front of Wang. So, military hospital where I used to work, there's some part that old building is Wang Paya Thai.
Oh, really?
See, everywhere is Wang.
Yeah.
They just took away
Oh. So
the palace of someone.
I'm just starting to read a little bit more about that coup.
They even took the Wang Sukhothai that now they return it back to the royal family.
So I'm just starting to read about that coup because as I'm researching for the narration for the Sakyan documentary, and because you had told me that they stopped teaching Khom during after the coup, right? So I'm trying to weave that into the story to be able to bridge that gap. Why is it Khom and not Thai? But apparently up north in Lana style Sakyan, they use Thai script.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting, but that's a different style of Sakyan, or different kind of background.
The thing is, for the old book that they written on the koi paper or the whole dry leaves,
Yeah.
by Lan, it written by Khom alphabet. That Ajahn Wood can read.
Yeah.
Because he's so lucky that for the New Year lucky draw, he got a book from teacher, and that's the book. It's like it's a photo of at least 2 koi book,
Okay.
which is when he just random open the page, he can read it right away. Do you understand
Yeah.
that? He just like for us, we look at it, try to recreate the painting.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how to draw it and what color they use. But for Ajahn Wood, when he opened it, he just read it like he read a book, like I read a book. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, really? Like he just read it like, ouch.
When he was
That's
tattooing
so
me,
amazing.
when he was tattooing me on my arms, because they're very, very long script, right, on the arm, he would stop and read it, and then like, okay, and then start again, right? So he would see where he's at, and then, okay, and then start again. And it's, yeah, like you said, it's very cool that he can read it and he understands it.
And he read it like I read a modern book in Thai, and the way he read it out loud is Thai, but just use the Khmer alphabet. That's all.
Oh. One of the
Maybe
things
I have to really study with him.
One of the things I thought was interesting is because I have some Sakyan style tattoos I got from modern shops. Or he refers to it
From
as
artists.
he calls it modern tattoo,
Yeah.
right? But he tries to read it and he's like these aren't even comb letters. He's like, some of them yes, but other ones, what you can tell is that they've probably been copied over and over and
Yeah.
over again. By different artists who are just taking the motifs or taking the actual design and then transferring it on.
So I think it's the same thing like if you just take a photo of the window from the temple, like
Yeah.
Nam, so black and gold, you take that photo and you recreate it by yourself without know the basic of the Thai art.
Yeah.
That will be the same thing. Like you just see this and you're like, okay, it might be this line, but actually it's not. Which is now I understand all of that I make the logo for Joe.
Yeah.
I understand why it's there.
Yeah.
But people who just look at it and recreate or draft it from the photo won't understand it. Like why it has to be there. That's a difference. So for the tattoo that made by modern artists,
Yeah.
they don't understand the calm.
Yeah, they're just
alphabet.
recreating.
They just, it might be this line because
Yeah.
Ajahn would say some line missing make it different alphabet. So they don't understand that. Do you want to fix the one that's missing? He just like put it over
Yeah.
to correct it.
Or maybe he just does around it. I may have him fill in space on my back. Yeah.
Because the way it write is it's not a real script. It's not a real like a magic word.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
No,
But this is real magic word. It will help.
Yeah, well, it's also much. It's funny because I would argue, like from an artistic perspective, right? The Sakyants, they probably don't reach the. There are some Sakyant artists who have taken a much more artistic approach to the work in the way that they do it, but it's not about the way it looks. It's about the process and everything that goes into it. And that's what I've really enjoyed more than like anything about this documentary and like really getting into it. And now being, I guess, like disciple of Ajahn Wood, right? There's a community aspect to that, which will be captured in the doc as well. I thought this was an interesting comment from Osito. He said he's not watching this alone. His sister Lori is amazed at how patient we are with each other, and we never get angry when we correct each
Why?
other. Yeah, I don't. He says that's very rare, is what he says, but that's just our relationship. I don't.
Why have to get angry when get correct?
Yeah, I mean we're saying
Because I'm not native English. When he correct me, it's like right, okay, I know what I'm missing or what word that I used it wrong because I'm not native, and
The
also
same with
he's
Thai.
not native Thai.
Yeah.
Like this is not right for sure. I know it, so we kind of
yeah.
keep correcting each other.
Yeah, we talked. Actually, I want to go back to Thai art. We were talking about the design. So this is. Let me take this comment down. And so this is a new print. So we did. I think we wore the one. Did I wear the one last week? That was
Yeah.
the sublimation.
Yes.
So this is another vinyl transfer, another heat transfer. But we rescaled it to be. Is this less than 10 inches? We
This
said.
is about 10
Yeah.
inches.
And so it fits well on
S?
this size.
For bigger size, gonna go to 11.
But we were having conversation that the color's oversaturated.
Yeah.
And actually, we lose quite a bit of detail in some of the spaces.
It's a small detail that maybe it's not show, which is fine. But the important thing is about the turn.
Also, very nice quality shirt comparatively
Better
to
than
the sublimation
The
shirts.
last one, yeah.
I
like
actually
it.
I like that lighter 50.
This
like
one light.
it's 6. This one is light. This is nice. This is better
Different
than.
from the original shop that
Yes.
teacher order. Like
I
this
like.
one
I like.
lighter.
But that one has nicer seams. It's constructed
Yes.
much nicer. But I like the sublimation, the feel of the sublimation and the fabric.
This is like a film on.
Yeah, and like the sublimation is, to me, I think it ages nicer. But yeah, this is a great shirt, and this is again another Ajon crew Ute design that is, I think, really good.
Like the green,
Yeah,
it's different green.
yeah. Wait, it
This
is blown
is too
out.
bright
Yeah.
green.
And the blues, we lose a lot of the detail in those darker blues
Yeah.
because they just oversaturate over the darks that are
I
in
don't
there.
know why. Maybe how it print on a film and the heat that it pressed on.
I think it's just the type of transfer. It's like those colors are always, those designs are made to be vibrant like that, and so, but they're also not made for this level of detail. Like the fades that you're getting, like you notice, like the fades kind of don't look great. Like it doesn't come across as nice.
But eyes, I almost not see the dark blue because for
Yeah.
eyes, like for Thai painting, like for the color, like for pigment paint, the center has to be black, but around gonna be like either brown or dark blue. It's not always not cannot be just black. It has to be the two colors.
Little man fell asleep at the kitchen table.
Ooh.
He probably colored and just passed out.
Ah, okay.
I wouldn't expect rainbow and unicorn type names from Hard Spirit. This is true. This is true. You're not gonna find like Cuddly Bear rum, right?
Why not? It's cute.
Well, you can start your own Cuddly Bear.
Oh, cuddly bear.
I arrived Bangkok. Nice. We'll trade you some good bourbon for
it
those
is
Thai
hot
tennis
time,
shoes.
April.
I got you. I think you would like a rare breed. I have an Eagle Rare, but I was lucky to find it. No, rare breed,
Thai tennis
wild turkey
shoe?
rare breed, right? It's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, he wants the Nanyang.
Oh,
Sorry.
Nanyang,
Yeah,
yeah.
deal.
Oh, yeah. I think can play tennis with that
What's
because
your-
with the rubber.
What's your size, Osito? Hello from hey, Big Jed. What's up in Lao? We're about to get on
Translation.
fast train to that's that new
Luang
Chinese
Prabang.
train, right?
Ah.
Nice. Let us know what you think of that. She says not correct each other's language, but correct each other and judge to each other's opinions. Not correct. Maybe just saying opposite. We have opposite opinions about a lot of things, right? Like that. But we know that. I don't expect Jib to share all my opinions and vice versa. I know we're opposite on a lot of things. Some things are a little bit more heated than
Like what?
others. Well, especially political stuff. Like we tend to be
Right.
opposite quite a
Yeah.
bit. But I mean that's part of it. There are things that we're very aligned on. Like I think neither of us like the things the governor, his policies, right? But I like some of the things that he's done other than that. I have a couple funny stories with him, about with Dr. Sumet and his wife.
Ah.
Yeah, or more Dr. Sumet's wife than Dr. Sumet, like manhandling the governor. Like that doesn't even care about his security, and they didn't do anything either.
She's small lady.
Yeah,
Small old lady.
tiny old lady, and she's like, oh, wait here. And she ran over. We're at a press conference for the robot building, and she runs over and she just grabs the governor. And she's like, come with me. And his security's just like, and he just goes with her.
She's like clearly like old lady, and what's
Yeah.
she gonna do?
And she puts him in the front row of the press conference next to Dr. Sumat, and
Yeah.
he just sits there for like 40 minutes. So, yeah, I
That's
think...
the OG auntie.
Yeah, that's OG auntie for sure. Gangster, real gangster. But, yeah, and I mean, we definitely have opposite opinions on things. And, I mean, that's fine. That's what makes it interesting, right? If we had the same opinion on everything, our conversations would be pretty boring.
Yeah.
You know, so... Yeah, I mean, that's fun. But I mean, also, like, we don't fight about these things either. It's not worth it. Like, have
Just
a
challenge each other.
Yeah, have a
with
conversation and maybe someone changes their mind. Probably not, right?
I
And
can change you sometimes.
sometimes, and same with you. Like, sometimes I change your mind on something.
Yeah.
But, like, we're not trying to convince each other of one way or the other. It's like, hey, this is why I think of it this way. And not the same way as you. And okay, yeah, I see that maybe, or I understand
Sometimes
it.
we get better idea.
Yeah, I mean that's just part of the process, part of the iteration of it all. So is what it is. I was a senior trip with students from Saipan on the subway from Chatuchak when the coup erupted, shutting down the subway, sending panic into the group. We had military escort back to the hotel. When was this? 2011?
Which one? We have so many schools. I can't remember.
Oh, it must have been when it must have been like 08 or 09 when they took over the airport.
Is that
They
right?
shut down, I think, Dam Young.
There one time. No, Suvarnabhumi.
Oh, was it Suvarnabhumi?
Yeah, they shut down Suvarnabhumi, ja. And like the leader of the group go to jail. Like stay in jail because of that.
I mean, one, civil liability for, I hope that the airport sued them for loss of revenue in all the airlines, but the civil liability alone for disruption of service. But I remember that it was all over the news that the airport was shut down.
Yeah, and they like have to move the passenger to other airport.
Yeah.
Like, the one in something look like almost military or air force to like send them out.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I remember that. So that was before 2011, right?
I can't remember the year.
2011's the year they burned Central World, the front.
Before.
Where
That's
Groove,
before.
They burned where Groove is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and the airport was before that,
Before
right?
that.
Yeah.
I think.
Groove. They burned the part where Groove is, not the other side where the Apple Store is, right?
Apple Store next to Groove.
No. Groove is the opposite end of Central World from the Apple Store.
No.
That-
That's Satan.
That big round
Yeah.
Apple Store. No. Groove is all the way
That's
at
the
the.
Zen. Yeah. I think that part was burned.
Yeah, Groove, or Apple Store.
That time no Apple Store, but the building
Okay.
that near.
That part of Central World is what was burned.
Yeah.
Okay, where it's all glass.
Because my fitness is there. Like
Okay.
the fitness I was member.
Okay.
And it's burned like okay, I can't go there.
Yeah, so I remember. Yeah, that was. I remember I wasn't here for that one with the airport, but I was here on vacation 2011 when they were fighting in the streets, and I could see tracer rounds being shot out when I was up on the highway. I was taking a van to where I was staying.
Okay, guys, just so you know, when they know that you're not Thai, they're not gonna do anything with you. You just like stay away from the way that they're running or they do things. You'll be safe.
Yeah, so I was here during 2013 riots, and I don't want to even say riots, but there was fighting in the streets in Bangkok. And I was at like Victory Monument when there was a grenade attack, and I wasn't.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That.
2013, 2014.
Don't ask the year. I can't remember, but it's the like a group of protesters sitting, listen, someone talk like
Yeah.
Hyde Park. So that one, like that guy attacked the one who listened to the Hyde Park.
All I remember is I had been up on the walkway at Victory Monument, and I could see like there was a clear divide. I forget if it was police or military that was there, but they had the shields, the riot shields out, and there was a group of people on the other side.
If with a riot shield.
I don't know. I don't remember which one, but all I remember is that they were like sort of facing off each other, and there was like maybe 10 meters between them. They weren't like engaged in anything yet, but it was on one side of Victory Monument. So like if you know Victory Monument, it's like a big rotary in the middle of the city that people drive around, and the monument's in the middle, and the SkyTrain kind of has a walkway that goes probably a quarter or a third around it. And so I had seen it on that side, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to walk over there because it was a massive group of people, and two, you could feel there was some tension. And so I walked down on the other side. I was on the sidewalk where like the buses start to line up, and there's like a little market thing there. And I was walking, and people were shouting, and then I heard like not even like a boom, it's like a pop, right? When the grenade goes off, and I'm so far away. Like the monument is between me and the people at this point. So I hear the pop, and then what you really hear is the crowd erupts, right? And there's something going on, and I can't really even see it. And then people are running, and I get home, and you find out, oh, there's a grenade attack. And so then you see the video of it and them throwing the grenades. So, yeah, it was, but like I've never had issue. And I was actually at MBK one time when the opposition was there. They were having like a big thing, and they had the tires stacked up in the road, and they were like giving out water to people as they walked by and giving out food. So like, yeah, like I never felt unsafe, right? And it might be my own stupidity why I don't feel safe. I mean, that's very possible. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I don't think like you would have an issue. But I remember that time that I was here, 2011, driving up on the expressway, and could see tracer rounds at night going through the air. So they were shooting at each other for sure. But yeah, it's a long time ago. Very different now. Osito says he's a divorce lawyer. So trust
he's a
him.
divorce lawyer.
What we have is special. That's good to know.
You mean special deal for you or what? Special deal from you?
He's not a Thai divorce lawyer, babe. We're not married in America. Yeah, it was like 08, 09. We were leaving Pantip the day they sent the flaming bus into the police line. Yeah, oh yeah. Ran for the SkyTrain. Damn. Yeah, 08, 09. No, I think that was the airport time, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that was, I think if I remember, the airport happened before Central World.
I think so.
Because I remember when I moved here, 2012, 2013, Central World, Groove wasn't built yet. They were building Groove.
It is something else, like what it calls something different, I guess.
It was just empty, not empty, but it was like
Something
boarded off at the time.
I can't remember.
And then it looked like the glass front on the other side where the Apple store is now. That glass wall was kind of newish.
I cannot remember.
Long time, more than a decade ago. So, yeah. Gator Jake says his wife's mom passed away that week. The airport was shut down. Man, I had her on the first plane smoking. Crew made a call, abandoned to HK to divert or continue BKK. She made it for that's good. She made it for the funeral. Oh, yeah, that's got to be stressful. BKK airport shut down was November 08. Yeah, November 08. Yeah, so it was 08. Yeah, man.
Long ago?
Yeah, long ago. But luckily, I mean, I don't think, obviously, politics are always tense here. There's always tension. And who knows, it could spike up again in the future. I don't know.
Of course.
But like right now, it doesn't feel so bad. But just 2 years ago, it was during the pandemic. It was pretty bad, and I think that had a lot to do with the pandemic.
People stress.
Yeah, and obviously there were underlying issues as well. I think there were underlying issues that people were very upset about. That were sort of resulting in a lot of those demonstrations and riots. But right now it feels okay. But even during like the pandemic when there were riots and all this stuff going on, like I never felt in danger. And like you had people like Chris who actually, I remember one time he live streamed and he was in the middle of like Chitlome and there was a massive protest going on. And I was at Asok one time, and there was like literally a massive protest going on, and the Asok intersection was completely blocked. Police were basically had the protesters surrounded, and I was getting pizza at Pala. So like I was literally eating a slice of pizza, and there were tens of thousands of people outside on the streets blocking traffic and fighting with police. And I never felt in danger. Again, this could just be that I'm an idiot, and I probably should have felt unsafe. But that's not the vibe you get at those things. Like it doesn't feel like it's gonna boil over into something untenable. Even when the police were out like spraying water cannons at people, it never felt like untenable. Like it never felt like it was about to erupt.
If police spray water, you just walk the other direction.
Yeah.
Fine. Do not join. That's fine. You're safe.
Yeah, no, I mean, also like, yeah, it is what it is. But like I said, right now it feels pretty like it's Discord is in a pretty good place as far as like conversations around politics, conversations around all of those things that sort of correlate with government, head of state, things like that. It feels much more civil than it did just 2 years ago. So. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel at least. I feel good about it. And that's the vibe, which I think is a good thing. But again, the next election comes around, that could change. Right?
I don't know what will happen.
People do get very heated about these things. And that's when Jib and I might argue a little bit. We have we have slightly different views on certain things, and that's what it is. Like but that's private, right? We don't bring that.
Yeah.
Publicly, like we have those conversations again because I can't vote here. Like that's one of the things. Like my view is like my like hard views on politics and things like that go on internally here. Like those are conversations I have with Jib because we talk about it. I don't want to share those publicly because it shouldn't matter. It should matter zero because, like I said, I can't vote. So why share those opinions? Let people who can vote have those conversations. Uncle Craig says it'll happen in America next election. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's America. America does feel like it's on a tipping point, like it's on the cusp of something not great happening. You know, we had the insurrection last time, and now Trump's running again. Or he wants to.
Oh.
If you read the history of Thailand's evolution of democracy, the why becomes clear. Yeah, the history of it, it's very interesting. And, you know, the one thing to remember is coups are actually something that is a protected activity in the Constitution. Or not protected, but it's a mechanism that exists within the Thai Constitution that the military has the right to overthrow the government in certain circumstances. Like that's a thing that exists in their Constitution. So it's not like there's these big uproars about it. Oh, one of the other stories that popped up, I think Jib is going to have an interesting take on this.
What?
There was an American doctor who survived an electrocution from down power lines and spent 10 days in the hospital.
What power line?
Like power line, like the electrical lines?
Yeah.
They were touching something or hit something and she was electrocuted.
Now, do you understand what I'm saying to you?
See what I?
Every time that we go out and you keep touching things,
No, but I'm not touching power lines. But
you
no,
touching other stuff that not power line,
So
but it can be touched by power line.
this is true. So Jib always does. She's like, don't touch the railings on the footbridge. Don't do this. Don't do that. But also, like, I do have a bad habit because I worked in telecom.
He touched everything. One time I said this, he reached his hand that we stand on the crosswalk bridge and he grabbed the cable. And I almost screamed it because he grabbed it and he said, "No, babe, don't worry. That's a cable line. There's no power." It's like, do you see above it? What's it called?
It's a fiber optic line, but
Above it is what is it?
Power lines.
What if
yes.
it's touch?
So Jib
say
has a valid point.
whatever you believe is safe and you know it's safe in America, it might not be here.
Jib has a valid point, right? But this is true. But yeah, so this woman was electrocuted, spent 10 days in the hospital in a coma. Or not the whole time in a coma, but 10 days recovering. So this is one thing to be very, very careful about here. Now, they are moving lines underground. And we've all kind of witnessed like these massive, collections of cables all over the city. But the reality is that the cables being in such close proximity does pose a significant danger that and oftentimes like you would often see people post on social media more like dogs that have been electrocuted or lizards that have been electrocuted as a result of these wires. It can be dangerous. So don't be an idiot like me and just go grab cables. That's not a good thing to do. But it does happen, and like this American doctor, her being electrocuted is kind of, part of that, like evidence of that being dangerous. And so, see, if I listened to Jib, I wouldn't reach out and grab stuff when it's just hanging there. But I did hit it with the back of my hand first to make sure it wasn't electrocuted. It wasn't live. So when you check something, right, you never grab it to see if it's hot.
You grab the metal rail.
Yeah, but I touch it with the back of my hand first.
I mean when we walk somewhere else.
Yeah, and I always touch it with the back of my hand before I grab it. Because this is the thing, when you grab it, right, if it's hot, you'll be electrocuted. Yeah. Your muscles will contract. You'll grab it, and you'll die, or be exposed to more electricity. But if you hit it with the back of your hand, you'll pull away as your instinct, as your muscles contract. That's why you always check with the back of your hand. And
why I don't see it?
I was like that, and then I can grab it. You're just not paying attention to the check. You're only seeing after the fact when I grab it. But yeah, I often do think also, here's the other thing that is another reason why this is stupid of me is because the metal railings on the walkway of the stairs that go up on the footbridge, right, those cables are just swaying, right? They could easily just hit at any time. So not the brightest idea on my part. But yeah, this woman was electrocuted. I mean, it's something you always talk about with me, right? And we do see quite a bit of this infrastructure struggling. So, yeah.
I know. Today it's on the news.
Oh, it was on the news today?
No, I mean,
for this.
you read it,
yeah.
That means it's on the news somewhere.
Correct.
And lucky it's not you.
Very lucky it's not me. If I got electrocuted and died, though, I bet you people would be wondering where that bacon smell is coming from. Someone frying bacon fat? Very possible. Very possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's sad, right? Luckily she survived. But it is a dangerous thing. It does happen. So, like, especially in Bangkok, like, just watch out because there's so much density of cables. Again, they are moving a lot of it underground.
Remember the old commercial building that has a like electric
Yep.
power line that the under the
Oh, the awning.
first
Yeah.
floor,
Yeah.
and that's gonna go to the house.
Yeah.
So you can even reach to it, like
There's a
with the
few.
height.
There's a few that we've been by, where I'll be walking under the awning, and I have to watch out because my head is so close to the line. Yeah. So there are a few like that. One of the things I think is interesting, when they're moving all the power and everything underground at some of these locations, they're removing like 60% of the cabling that's there, which means that that's just decommissioned cabling, stuff that's not in use, and they've just left it and let it build up over years. You know, which in the U.S. you would always wreck it out when you're replacing it, right? And you would never let it build up to that point. I think in a lot of countries they would never do that. So hopefully that is like the sort of new standard. Like as they're putting in new stuff, they're wrecking out the old version.
So this is a example of build up.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Just pointing to my toothpick collection. Bangkok sidewalk, oxymoron. Yeah, it's there's some areas with nice footpaths. That's one of the things one of the projects the governor said he wants to work on is increasing the footpath. But then he talked about doing it in like Udom Sok.
Udom Sok
already has footpath on 103.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he wants to improve the quality of footpaths, but I mean that would take the whole construction. Like you look at the footpath at like Siam.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent quality, well maintained, right? Poured concrete footpaths in a lot of the area. I'd love it if we did footpaths like that everywhere in the city, not these paver stone footpaths that squirt hepatitis water onto us as we walk by in the rainy season, because that's 90% of it. And all it is they literally just dump sand, no gradient underneath, and then they put these paver stones down, and that's it. That's the footpath. And it rains one time, and half that sand washes away, and then it's a jagged mess to get in there. So, yeah, concrete footpaths work well. Siam is proof of that.
If they do like that, there is no rebuild.
And I know, and Jib's convinced that it's corruption and that's what goes into these projects. And that might be the case, right? Like, but at the same time, like, it's a big country that needs a lot of footpaths. Oh, another thing, just a quick update for everyone who's listening. There is, you may know I did season 1 of the Small Bike Stuff podcast with my friend Callum from the channel Small Bike Stuff. We just started recording season 2, so that is underway. Expect that to come out sometime in Q1. We're going to record, same as last time, we're going to record the entire season and then get that edited and scheduled and uploaded, and it'll come out. I think ideally what will happen is it will come out during Callum's trip to Thailand or Malaysia and Thailand. He's taking a bike group from KL up to Nakhon Si Thammarat back to KL. That's like a big loop they're riding through that area. One of the things I thought was interesting, I've seen this online. I mentioned it to Callum, and he kind of laughed and kind of understood the joke. But a lot of people online refer to Nakhon Si Thammarat as like Thailand's Florida.
Huh?
Yeah.
Why?
So remember I showed you like the memes of Florida Man?
Yep.
Like they say like that's Nakhon Si Thammarat.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I didn't get that vibe when I was there, but like maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like just like crazy people doing crazy things.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I don't know. Have you guys been to Nakhon Si Thammarat? Do you have that experience? Like is Nakhon Si Thammarat the Florida of Thailand? But I told him that, and he's like, "Oh, I could see that, man. I could see."
I would say Pathum Thani for me.
Really, Pathum Thani?
You see how they ride?
Yeah, to me, Pathum Thani feels more like like in Alabama or something, like just really country.
I don't know. Like they
Yeah.
ride, they fight, they shoot.
The skywalks are great. I do like. I wish they had more of them. Hey, easy with the Florida man slander. Gator Jake, but tell me it's not true. Tell me, did any of you guys watch that series on Netflix called Florida Man? It was pretty funny. It was kind of hilarious, actually. But again, I don't. Have you been to Nakansi Tamarock, Gator Jake? You'd be the perfect one to give us a comparison. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But, and while I'm not saying you yourself are a Florida man, you know, I think everyone knows the meme. Never been there. Okay, you tell him, Jake. Two Florida men in the chat. Well, I said I don't have really a comparison. It's been I haven't probably been to Florida since early 2000s. So
that's long ago.
yeah, like 2002 maybe. Last time I was there, and I was in Miami, which is different than like it's still Florida, but it's like its own thing. It's kind of weird. Different. Yeah. So Nakansi Tamarat. I don't know if I made that joke on the episode of the podcast where we were talking off air, but yeah, if you're into small bikes, I would definitely recommend checking it out. We had a blast making season 1, so we jumped right into season 2. I thought it was a lot of fun, and good time recording it. Jib was out all day yesterday, so I was recording while she was out partying with her friends. Midday lunches. So those were your undergrad friends, right? Yeah,
Yes.
from Chula. So Jib's got like just a few very distinct groups of friends that see each other like once every half decade. Right? So these were all from same science undergrad. Yeah. And then she has a bunch of friends from grad school. Those are your first group of friends I met. Your grad school friends, or first group of close friends. I'd actually met like your work friends first. Like Mehidon work friends and Slim Up work friends. Yeah. Man throws alligator through a Wendy's drive-through.
Yeah.
That was I saw that story when it came out. And he said it was just a joke, right? He thought his friend was
It's a real
alligator.
like alive.
Yeah. So he
It's not
thought
fun.
his friend was working, and it would be funny to throw the alligator
To his friend,
through the window to his
not
friend.
random employee.
Well, his friend wasn't working, and it was a random employee. Not good.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, yeah. Florida. Joe, are you asking or telling? You live in Florida. That does technically make you a Florida man. Dun, dun, dun. All right, with that, I think we're going to wrap up. I think we covered everything for this week, gave some updates. Anything else from you, babe?
No, I think.
No?
No, my work's so slow. My painting works slow because I spend like
A lot of time doing embroidery?
yeah, and when I
Oh,
came
looks like maybe
home,
have a little bit more hair coming in. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm tired to paint,
Yeah.
do the thing, then no painting work.
A lot going on with the embroidery.
And my name is in a new project for sure
New project is always good.
for embroidery
Yeah.
and hope get pay.
Yeah. Hope.
Uh,
All right, guys. Well, thank you for rocking with us. As always, we really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.